Mr. Moore's math class!
Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to Mr. Moore's online flip classroom. That's right, guys, we're into series 3 now. We're going to be learning all about cubic and quartic functions. Now, in the past, we've dealt with linear functions, that is, graphs that look like these. And quadratic functions, those are graphs that look like these. So as I said, we're learning all about cubic and quartic functions. That is, eventually by the end of this unit, we're going to be able to sketch graphs that look like these, that is cubic functions, and graphs that look like these, that is quartic functions. So let's not wait any longer and let's get stuck straight into the lesson. Why, thanks, Mr. Moore, and boy am I excited to be back yet again for another series of your online flip classroom. Now guys, as I said, we're going to learn all about how to work with cubic and quartic functions. But just like we did with linear and quadratic functions, we're not going to skip straight to sketching them straight away. What we're going to do is we're going to learn all of the basic steps in the lead up to it so that we can then do it properly later on. So today we're going to look at how to expand polynomials, in particular cubic and quartic expressions. So let's check that out.
Alright, so today's topic is all about expanding cubic expressions. Now there's only a couple of steps that you really need to know in order to be able to do this. And the first step is to expand your choice of any two brackets. Now I choose generally the last two brackets here. And your second step is to multiply your answer that you got for step 1 by the last remaining brackets. So let's go through now and have a look at a couple of worked examples for this, shall we? Right, so the following questions say, expand the following expressions. For A, it says x multiplied by x plus 4 multiplied by x minus 7. So let's go through and do that. Now the first step is to multiply the last two brackets that you can see together. So let's go through and do that. So we're going to get x multiplied by x times x, well that's going to be x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. 4 times x is positive 4x. And 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. Go through and simplify that now, so we get equals here and equals here, so you get equals x squared, negative 7x plus 4x is negative 3x, minus 28. Now when I multiply the x by everything, so the x times the x squared will get us x cubed, the x times the negative 3x will get us negative 3x squared, and the x times the negative 28 will get us negative 28x. For the next one now, what we've got is you've got 2x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 6. So let's go through and expand the last three brackets first of all, shall we? So you're going to write out equals bracket 2x minus 1, and then you get another bracket here. X times x is x squared, x times 6 is positive 6x, 3 times x is positive 3x, and 3 times 6 is positive 18. Go through and collect like terms now, so you get 2x minus 1, bracket x squared, plus 6x plus 3x is 9x, plus 18. And then we get 2x minus 1, so now what we do is we multiply these together, so you get 2x times x squared gets us 2x cubed. 2x times 9x is plus 18x squared. 2x times 18 is plus 36x. Then you go negative 1 times x squared is minus x squared. Negative 1 times 9x is negative 9x. And negative 1 times 18 is negative 18. Alright, collecting like terms now, so you go 2x cubed, 18x squared and negative x squared that you can see here and here, that's going to equal plus 17x squared. 36x minus 9x is going to be plus 27x, and minus 18 at the end. So there you go, there's your answer for that one. What we're going to do now is write out the x plus 5 cubed. I'm just going to write it out in a slightly different way, so you go equals x plus 5 multiplied by x plus 5 multiplied by x plus 5. Alright, now to go through and expand that, what I'll do is expand the last two brackets. So you're going to get x plus 5 in the first bracket. X times x is equal to x squared. X times 5 is equal to plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. Let's just do a divider here so you can see what's going on. Then what we get is equals. Going to go through and collect like terms now, so you're going to get x plus 5 multiplied by x squared plus 10x plus 25, and that's going to get me x times x is x cubed, x times 10x is 10x squared, x times 25 is 25x. Now 5 times x squared is 5x squared, 5 times 10x is 50x, and 5 times 25 is equal to 125. Collecting like terms now, we get x cubed plus 10x squared plus 5x squared is going to be plus 15x squared. Plus 25x plus 50x is 75x plus 125. Alright, I'm actually just going to bring this last worked example down here, so I'll just rewrite it down here. You get, for D, we have negative 3x, x plus 4, and x minus 6. So let's go through and expand the last two brackets now. So you're going to get equals negative 3x, x times x is x squared, x times negative 6 is negative 6x, 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Go through and collect like terms now, so you get negative 3x multiplied by x squared, negative 6x plus 4x is negative 2x, minus 24. Go through and expand that now, so you get negative 3x times x squared is equal to negative 3x cubed, negative 3x times negative 2x is positive 6x squared, and negative 3x times negative 24, well, that's going to be plus 72x. And there you go, that's how you expand cubic expressions.
Ah, sweet. So it's just like expanding quadratic expressions, but you need to repeat the process just a few more times. Alright, now it's time for you guys to have a go at a couple of questions. So let's check it out.
Alright, so it's now that time of lesson once again where you press pause and attempt the following questions, that is to expand A, B, C and D. Of course, when you're done, make sure you press play and check your solutions out against mine. Alright, so a big welcome back. Now the question says expand the following expression. So for part A it says 2x multiplied by x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 8. So let's go through and expand the last two brackets first of all. So x times x got us our x squared, x times 8 got us our 8x, 4 times x got us our 4x, and 4 times 8 got us our positive 32. Combining the 8x and the 4x gets us 12x, and then when I go through and multiply 2x times x squared, it gets us 2x squared, 2x times 12x gets us 24x squared, and 2x times 32 is equal to 64x. For part B now it says x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 2 multiplied by 3x minus 1. So let's go through and expand the last two brackets once again. So you're going to get x times x is equal to 3x squared, x times negative 1 is equal to negative x, negative 2 times 3x is equal to negative 6x, and negative 2 times negative 1 is equal to positive 2. Alright, going through and combining the like terms, you get negative x minus 6x is equal to negative 7x that you can see here. Next step is to go through and expand these brackets here. So you're going to go x times 3x squared is equal to 3x cubed, x times negative 7x is negative 7x squared, and x times 2 is equal to positive 2x. Coming to the 3 one now, so you got 3 times 3x squared is equal to 9x squared, 3 times negative 7x is equal to negative 21x, and 3 times 2 is equal to positive 6, sorry. Alright, going through now and collecting like terms once again, so we look for our x squared first of all, so we've got negative 7x squared and positive 9x squared will get us positive 2x squared, and we've got positive 2x and negative 21x will get us negative 19x. So therefore we get 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 19x plus 6. Going through and expanding x minus 4 cubed now, what we do is we go through and write out each of the factors separately. So you get x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 4 once again. Go through and expand this, you get x times x is x squared, x times negative 4 is negative 4x, negative 4 times x is negative 4x, and negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Going through and collecting like terms, so you get your negative 4x and negative 4x is equal to negative 8x, and expanding once again you get x times x squared is x cubed, x times negative 8x is negative 8x squared, and x times 16 is positive 16x. Negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared, negative 4 times negative 8x is positive 32x, and negative 4 times positive 16 is equal to negative 64. Now what we do is collect like terms once again, so you go negative 8x squared that you can see here, and negative 4x squared that you can see here. That's going to combine to equal negative 12x squared, and 16x and 32x is going to combine and make 48x. So you're going to get x cubed minus 12x squared plus 48x minus 64. Coming to the last one now, it's not actually cubic, I've made it a little bit harder than any question you're going to see, but you may as well see how it's done. So you're going to go x times 2x is equal to 2x squared, x times 2 is equal to 2x, negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x, and negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. collecting like terms once again, so 2x minus 6x is equal to 4x that you can see here, and we'll go through and multiply the x plus 1 by this bracket here. So you get x times 2x squared is equal to 2x cubed, x times negative 4x is negative 4x squared, and x times negative 6 is negative 6x. 1 times 2x squared is equal to 2x squared, 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x, and 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. Combining like terms once again, you get negative 4x squared and the 2x squared become negative 2x squared, and negative 6x and negative 4x becomes negative 10x. Expanding it now by multiplying everything by the negative 4x, you're going to get negative 4x times negative 2x cubed is negative 8x to the power of 4. Negative 4x times negative 2x squared is equal to positive 8x cubed. Negative 4x times negative 10x is positive 40x squared. And negative 4x times negative 6 is positive 24x. And there you go, that's how you expand cubic expressions.
Alrighty then guys, thank you very much for tuning in to today's lesson, which was all about how to expand cubic and quartic expressions. Now make sure you stay tuned for the very next lesson, because we're going to cover how to long divide polynomials. Now I highly recommend that you do watch this video, because this is a quite long and involved process. So like always, make sure you say hi to your maths teacher for me. Morsey out.